Right now, for more on the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, we can now speak to football analyst Marwan Saeed, who joins us live now from Cairo in Egypt. Marwan, thank you for joining us. Since the football tournament, the Africa Cup of Nations, started back in 1957, only 14 teams have lifted it. What's the likelihood that a new team can lift that trophy this time around in Cote d'Ivoire next year?
Honestly, you're looking at someone winning it outside of the box, and the teams that are actually in the box right now, they're too powerful. If we're going to keep it, if we're going to say it this way, I think it will be difficult, especially in this edition, especially on the back of a very successful Africa Cup of World Cup. I'm sorry, for Morocco. Nigeria's forward line is just the best in the continent. We have a lot of teams with very strong squads, so I'm not sure that this is the year or this is going to be the tournament of surprises.
Right, and Marwan, speaking about Cote d'Ivoire, can coach Jean-Louis Gasset maybe lead the Elephants to the title on home soil this time?
Obviously, the home factor is very, very big. We've seen a lot of nations win games that they were going into as underdogs, but just due to the fact that they were playing at home. So playing amongst your own fans obviously gives the players much added responsibility, because they're playing in front of their families, in front of their whole country. A lot of people depending on them. They can see them cheer for them at the stadium, so it gives them an extra motivation. I won't say that it is impossible. I think it could be a difficult situation or a difficult position that they go all the way, but there is not a shadow of doubt in my head that the home factor could actually lead to some surprises, like let's say Ivory Coast beating Morocco, who have beaten Spain and Brazil and all these teams.
Right, and Marwan, let's talk about Egypt. Obviously, the Pharaohs are going for a record-extending 8th title this time around. Are they equipped to achieve this success, or might the holders, Senegal, have something to say about this?
Honestly, no. It's the brutal fact. Egypt are not in a position where they can win the African Cup of Nations. They've got a lot of holes in the team. The squad is not, I'm not going to say fully gelled, but they're not on the same quality player to player. A lot of players are, the gap in quality is very big. Yes, under the new coach, we've looked solid, but we've looked more solid against smaller competition. But when we face Tunisia, the gaps, the difference in quality, it showed. So I think it's early. I'm not sure if Senegal will be the only team facing Egypt that will cause a problem for us, but I don't see us winning the African Cup of Nations, to be honest.
Right, and finally, Marwan, before we let you go very quickly, what surprises should we be looking out for at the AFCON in January?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think we will see big shocks if we keep it this way. But one of the surprises that I might face, or I see myself seeing, is that Morocco do not win the Africa Cup of Nations. I think this should be, and a lot of people will have to agree with me, that this should be their year. It should be their tournament after the strong showing that they had in the World Cup. I think it's difficult to see them not winning it, and I would be surprised if they did not win every single game until the final.
All right, Marwan, thank you very much for your insights as always and for speaking to us on Sports Scene. Marwan Saeed joining us live there from Cairo.